El Clásico Real Madrid versus Barcelona. We start with El Clásico, the biggest, most watched, most hyped club rivalry on earth. No qualifiers needed. This isn't just Spain's top two going head to head. This is politics, culture, ideology, and football all colliding at once. Real Madrid, the powerhouse of the capital, dripping in white kits and royal legacy. They represent wealth, success, and state authority. The club of the monarchy, the generals, the suits. Barcelona, they're the rebels, the Catalan club, a flag of resistance wrapped in a football team. Identity, defiance, and independence. This is more than white versus blaugrana. This is Castile versus Catalonia. This is Franco-era symbolism turned into 90-minute battles on grass. For decades, Real Madrid was seen as the establishment's club, used by Franco to project Spanish dominance. Meanwhile, Barca became a symbol of cultural survival and resistance. And on the pitch, just as explosive. Di Stefano, who almost signed for Barcelona before Madrid intervened. Cruyff, who led the first major blow to Madrid's dominance. Raúl, Messi, Ronaldo, Xavi, Ramos, Ronaldinho, Modric, legends on both sides. You've got 5-0 wins, red cards, broken noses, and moments like Messi holding his shirt to the Bernabeu crowd, silencing tens of thousands with one gesture. Every Clásico is an event, a global broadcast, a clash of titans, philosophies, and sometimes fists. It doesn't matter where they are in the table, the world watches. The country holds its breath, because El Clásico is never just a game, it's a cultural earthquake, and it always delivers. El Derby Madrileño Real Madrid versus Atletico Madrid. Same city, totally different planets. Real Madrid, the royalty, the jet-setters, the Galacticos, Cristiano, Zidane, Beckham, Benzema. The team of polished marble halls and 10 Champions League trophies. Atletico, they're the grinders, the working class pride of Madrid. They don't care about being pretty, they care about heart, hustle, and making life miserable for the opposition. This is the Madrid Derby, white collars versus hard hats. The Santiago Bernabeu against the red and white furnace of the Wanda Metropolitano. For decades, Atletico fans lived in Real's shadow, their nickname, El Pupas, the cursed ones. Always the bridesmaid, never the bride. But enter Diego Simeone, a former player, now the streetwise general. He brought grit, structure, and belief. Suddenly, Atleti weren't underdogs, they were contenders. La Liga titles in a Messi-Ronaldo era, Champions League finals, and yes, finally some derby wins. The Madrid derby now has teeth, blood, sweat, and usually a late goal. Madrid may be one city, but this rivalry shows it has two very different hearts. El Derby Barcelona, Barcelona versus Espanyol. Same city, different universes. Barcelona are a global brand. Lionel Messi, Camp Nou, Champions League trophies. Espanyol, the second club, the smaller brother who's always just around the corner. Sometimes forgotten, always frustrated. For Espanyol fans, El Derby Barcelona is their chance to scream, "We exist." For Barca fans, it's a warm-up match until they lose. Then the sky falls. Historically, there's a political twist. Espanyol aligned more closely with Spanish nationalism. Barca, as we said, leaned hard into Catalan identity. So this rivalry isn't just local, it's political. Problem is, Espanyol rarely wins. The gulf is massive. But when they do, oh, it's fireworks. In 2009, they beat Barca at the Camp Nou. It was seismic. In this derby, one side fights for trophies, the other fights for pride. El Gran Derby, Sevilla versus Real Betis. Now this is pure passion. The beating heart of Andalusia, two clubs, one city, no mercy. Forget global branding, forget the Champions League. This one's about bragging rights, street pride, and emotional chaos. Sevilla are the historically more successful side. European glory, better league finishes, a more decorated trophy cabinet. Betis, the eternal underdogs, but fiercely loyal. Their fans see themselves as the true soul of Seville, earthy, emotional, untamed. The games, mayhem, red cards, touchline brawls, full-blown riots, flares, flags, fire. The whole city shuts down, families don't talk, marriages are tested. This isn't just a derby, it's a citywide civil war. And winning it? Sometimes that's more important than the whole season. Basque Derby, Athletic Club versus Real Sociedad. Up in the north, things feel different. The Basque Derby between Athletic Club and Real Sociedad is quieter in tone, but not in intensity. This isn't about hate, it's about identity, pride, and history. Athletic, from Bilbao, follow one of the most unique philosophies in football. They only play Basque players, no exceptions. Real Sociedad, from San Sebastian, used to do the same until they opened up to international talent in the 1980s, leading to some tension. During Franco's dictatorship, both clubs became cultural safe havens. They held on to Basque language, traditions, and autonomy through football. That solidarity runs deep, but when they play, oh, it's on. Hard tackles, fierce chants, sold-out stadiums. What makes this rivalry special is the respect. They despise losing, but they don't lose dignity. Shake hands, clap the opposition. It's football with honor. Valencia Derby, Valencia CF versus Levante UD. Welcome to Valencia, where two clubs share a city but not a trophy cabinet. Valencia CF, 6 La Liga titles, European finals, stars like David Villa, Mendita, and Silva, the big dog. Levante UD, less history, fewer resources, but massive heart. The Derby Valenciano is always lopsided on paper, but on the pitch, that's a different story. Levante's win in 2021, earth-shaking. For them, it was like a title. For Valencia, a humiliation. This derby is about contrast, ambition versus survival. One plays for legacy, the other plays for pride, and when they meet, sparks fly. Galician Derby Deportivo La Coruña versus Celta Vigo. They don't talk about this one much anymore, but in Galicia, it's everything. Depor versus Celta, two clubs representing two coasts, two cities, and one shared obsession, beating the other. Deportivo, Kings of Spain in 2000. Champions League semi-finalists. Riazer rocking every weekend. Celta, always in their shadow, but always dangerous. This rivalry is geographical, political, personal. La Coruña versus Vigo. Blue and white versus sky blue. Even if they're in the second division, the derby still sells out. It still hurts to lose, because it's not just a match, it's the fight for Galician supremacy. The royal rivalry, Real Madrid versus Real Sociedad, Real Betis, or Real Zaragoza. A lot of Spanish clubs carry the Real name, royal patronage, a nod to the crown. But only one wears that crown without question, Real Madrid. Their clashes with Real Betis, Real Sociedad, or Real Zaragoza aren't derbies in the classic sense, but they carry tension. Betis fans despise the power imbalance. Sociedad fans remember the days they beat Madrid to the title race. Zaragoza. They've upset Madrid in Copa del Rey finals. Beating Madrid for these clubs feels like more than just 3 points. It feels like toppling the throne. Barcelona versus Real Madrid, the transfers, the betrayals. Forget goals, forget tactics, let's talk betrayal. Luis Figo, the year 2000. The unthinkable happened. A Barcelona icon joined Real Madrid. One day, he was a hero. The next, a traitor. The fallout was biblical. Pig heads were thrown at him. Yes, real ones. The rage was so intense, it changed Spanish football security forever. Transfers between these two clubs are like crossing battle lines. Taboo, dangerous. Even rumors of a switch can send social media into meltdown. This isn't sportsmanship, this is war. Duel of the Yellow Submarines, Villarreal versus Valencia. Don't underestimate Villarreal. Small town, big dreams. When they play Valencia, it's a regional showdown. Old guard versus new blood. Valencia sees Villarreal as noisy neighbors. But Villarreal knocked out Bayern Munich from the Champions League. They won the Europa League. They're no joke. This rivalry is growing fast. Villarreal want respect. Valencia want to keep their thrones. It's tradition versus ambition, and it's heating up. Barcelona versus Atletico Madrid, the modern grit matchup. Not an old-school rivalry, but one of La Liga's best modern matchups. Barca, elegance, possession, art. Atletico, grit, defense, counterpunch. Think Messi dancing through lines, and then getting clattered by Diego Godin. Neymar sprinting past Gabi, Suarez scoring against his former team. These matches are wars of attrition, tactical masterclasses, emotional roller coasters. Not a derby by name, but in energy, it's right up there with the best.